Hey guys, um, this is actually my second take of making this video. I got really sidetracked last time and kind of got off the point. Um, Wanting to be honest, I wanted to try to be a little bit more serious. So, this is kind of weird. I'm going off the script here that I have on my proper monitor from a pastement I wrote um, that I didn't make public. Anyway, I wanna start this off by making sure that everyone that's watching knows that I appreciate each and every one of you, and uh, I will never take for granted the fact that you guys care enough to watch my content, and that you all truly believe in me and what I do. It truly means the world to me, especially when this is the only thing that I really enjoy doing anymore. Um, I also want to say that I'm not going anywhere. It might seem like that at first, that I'm leading up to this big thing where I'm gonna stop, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop, provided that I have a working computer and a capture card and an an hour out of my day. I will always try to find time to do this. It's really truly is the one thing that I enjoy, and I couldn't give it up. I could never give it up, even if it was just casual stuff. It's just it's too good. It's too good for me. I feel, even though I feel like it might do some negatives. I feel like a lot of the positive benefit is better than the negative benefit. Um, this is where it's gonna be a little weird, a little hard from here to kind of say these things, because it I don't know, it feels, it just feels weird to say it. A lot of things that I think about a lot, and I think about constantly when it comes to my stream and my life and what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. But then just come out and speak it outright. I have a video from a couple of months ago about, talking about my partner thing, and it's not really a thing that I care about. It's just kind of like a hey, nice little cool thing. Um, and that's how it's always gonna be. Like I said, I will do this. Well, you know, you know what I mean. Anyway, um, yeah. So I guess just to get right into it, um, I'm going to give it another year. Um, and what I mean by that is, while I am happy with where I'm at, with the community that I have being so accepting and tight knit, and I never want to be, super huge and too big for my britches, as my grandfather would probably say. I never want to get to that point. I would like to get to a point where, uh, if it happened in this year, I could go back to college regardless and be able to, carry myself through it with just this. I wouldn't have to work a job and go to school and still try to make time for this. I'd run myself ragged, and I would probably have shitty grades, and I would probably have shitty work performance, because this is what I would be focusing on, even though it was something that I would have less time to do, and that's not good, obviously. Um, or if it, even got to a point where it was even more sustainable than that, and I felt like I wouldn't necessarily need to go back, because I don't really want to go back at all. I hate the idea of going back. I think it's the most stupid thing that I could ever do with my life personally, is go back. But if it's gonna set me up better down the line, then I feel like it would be something that I should, and should probably do it regardless. But if it got to a point where I could do this and just do some shitty, side job or whatever, part time, um, and get through while this continued to grow, then I would probably choose that line over going back to school right away, at least. And then once this, anyway, tangents again. This is why I stopped the first recording. Anyway, so a year. It is July 30th, as of the time of recording this and posting this. It'll be later today because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's why I'm talking so quiet. I hope I'm understood. I was going to overlay music, but I feel like I'm talking too quiet to make that be a thing. Um, so, the college that I want to go to and the college that I would be going to and attending, uh, September 1st is the first day that you can register for the spring semester. And I would stop doing this every single day, and I'll get more into what I'm talking about in a second. August 1st is going to be the last day that of 2019, not of this year, of 2019. Um, exactly 1 year from today, ish, uh, is when I would stop trying to make this successful. And I mean, I'm not even trying to make it successful as it is anyway, but it would be the last day, I guess, that I would give up on the dream and just kind of let it die and do my best Squidward impression, lay some flowers by my hopes and dreams. And I don't want to try to sound too melancholy or any shit like that, because it's not me. You guys know it's not me. Um, but yeah, I feel like one last year, one last hurrah is kind of necessary. And with where I'm at in my life, I need to make a decision finally and figure out what I need to do to take the next step. Um, Even if I don't want to do it, I have to. I don't really have a choice. So I feel like that's my best option. And for me personally and like mentally, and for the best option for me moving forward. And in that year, um, I would still submit to both GDQ events just to try and help um, potentially grow my community and to help grow the Sly community. I wouldn't stop running any of the Sly games, do any of them, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I would probably go back and do all of them, honestly. Um, I would never stop doing that. Uh, Essentially, what I would do is I would kind of break it up into to like 2 streams a day. Uh, on most days, maybe take like one, maybe take like a day during the week to just like do nothing or something, so I don't, you know, get myself sick or something. Um, and try to like spend that day focusing on my health, my physical health or whatever. Maybe go outside and the bright orange thing out, it's out there. Uh, Maybe do something like that just to keep myself dying, basically. Uh, but it would basically be like the morning day streams that go about now. The late evening streams for the EU people and mid afternoon streams for North America. It would be like that would be kind of more Sly centric and more Sly focused because I feel like that's where the majority of the Sly community is. And I want to be as open for the Sly community as I can be during that period of time during this year because I feel like that would be the most beneficial. If I'm not making myself available, I can't necessarily expect anything to get better. So I feel like that's probably the best decision to make. And night streams to help keep myself not get burnt out. I kind of want to do some other speed games, and try to get as good, maybe not as good, but you know, pretty close to as good as I am at Sly One at them. Um, I've played Crash 2 for maybe 2, 3 weeks in total, and I have a 54 in no go. Um, and the best NTSC times are like 8 minutes faster than that, which is a lot to shave off, mind you. But in those 3 weeks, I got that close to it. That's crazy. I think that a game with as much technical skill, it's not, I guess, necessarily the hardest game in the world, but I would like to go back and get a much better time than I have. Same thing with BFBB, Battle for Bikini Bottom. I feel like I can be very, very good at that game. I feel like my skill ceiling is definitely a lot higher than I reached the last time that I played, and I feel like if I actually sat down and dedicated time to it, and this would be like on stream learning and practicing, since I would want to be alive as much as possible, uh, which is not necessarily always a good thing, mind you, and I'll get to that in a second as well. Um, I feel like that would be the best the course of action that I would take. And essentially, these stream times would be split up with when I would eat. I would eat in between the two streams, probably with my family and whatnot, like a normal person does. And then when I got done streaming after my night stream is when I'd probably make something for myself before I went to bed, and I probably just wouldn't eat breakfast. I'd probably just wake up, exist for a little bit, and then just start my stream. So that way I had some kind of drive to stop. uh, yeah. Trying to think of other things. Oh, and then the constantly being live thing. That's not necessarily the key. But I feel like, especially with how much you guys believe in me, and how much faith you have in me as a creator, or as a content creator, and the things that you say about me and whatnot. Um, as much as I don't like to believe it, because I don't I'm they always say you're your worst critic, that cliche nonsense, but for me, it's 10 times worse. I feel like I rag on myself the hardest out of anyone, and that's never a good thing. So I need to learn to kind of accept, sometimes what you guys say is more grounded in reality than I like to think. And I feel like a large majority of my issue is just exposure in general. And I don't really know how to help that other than just being out there. The street performer can sit in his home and practice as much as he wants to, but if he doesn't actually go out to, you know, the square, right, to perform his act, he doesn't get anywhere. All he does is sit in his room, practice his routine. He might be fantastic at that routine, but he doesn't show it off to anyone. Doesn't get anywhere in life. And I kind of feel like that's where I'm at with it. Especially with how the day streams have been working out. The day streams have been fantastic. And like I said, I will never not appreciate you guys, and I will never take you for granted. And I love each and every person that comes out to the stream every day and makes my day a lot better than it was before I hit the start streaming button on 99% of days. I do appreciate that. I really hope that you're watching this, you're not thinking that it's not enough, because it's more than enough. Just one person being in the stream talking to me is more than enough, and it always will be for me. But to continue on with doing that and being able to do this, um, I don't really have a choice but to kind of keep pushing to make it work, it make it bigger than it is, um, so I can keep that going, I guess, um, as often as I do. It'll never leave, like I've said a million times, but I would like to keep doing it as often as I do. It's fantastic. I would love to keep doing this every single day, but and I will be for the year. But like I said, it's not gonna pan out very well. Um, it doesn't get any better. As much as I hate to say that, and as much as I feel so shitty saying that. Um, it's just how it is. I'm sure a lot of you understand. A good majority of my viewers are around my age, or a year or two older. They understand what life is like around this time frame, and if things just aren't sticking, you kind of have to leave them behind, or you get swept away in the river. And I don't want to get swept away again. I've already been swept away once. I don't want to get dragged back down under. I just got my head back up. So anyway, that was kind of where I wanted to be at with this. Um, there's other stuff too. You know, I would casually do stuff. I have a lot of fun like playing Pokemon and stuff. And I know you guys, I know some of you guys at least enjoy watching me do that. So I would like to go back and do that, especially the Gen 4 games. So that's another thing that I would probably do to break up the monotony of doing Sly every single fucking day of my life. I was trying to keep this PG in the script. There's no curse words, and I kind of went off. I just kind of more used it like note cards than anything. But I guess one last thing, and I just want to drive it home because it probably sounds really bad, but I'm not going anywhere. I will never go anywhere. You guys know that. The original people from the stream know that. No matter how hard it gets, I will always be here. I would just like to be able to be here every day. But you know, and I don't have any like, hopes or crazy weird dreams where I think that it's gonna just magically happen. Um, yeah, I would rather earn it anyway. Um, I would feel more accomplished, and I would feel that we as a community would feel more accomplished. We earned it together, and we built it up, the same way we built up to where we are right now, uh, as a community, and to keep our values as a stream. um, so yeah, I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys understand why I made this in general, and why my thinking is the way that it is. Um, Streams will be resuming like normal. Uh, with this new idea, I'll probably take a couple of days to kind of amp up for it. Um, and we'll just see where it goes, I guess. I try not to be too focused on this, but with where I'm at, like I said, I kind of have to be. Uh, and it's not a negatively impacting force for me at least, and that's why I don't like talking about it. Is sometimes it can be negatively impacting, but I feel like you guys understand. You know why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. It's not to be harmful in any way. It's just to explain why what's happening is happening and give a reason for it, not to kind of demean, I guess. Um, I'm kind of rambling off here again. It's looks like it's been 18 minutes. I really don't expect you guys to watch all this, but if you did watch all of it, I appreciate it very. Um, I feel like I need to kind of cut it off here. So, um, I'm glad to have you guys. Uh, certainly made certainly made the last year and a half times better. Never could have been without you. So I appreciate that, and I know you guys will be here with me the ride, no matter if we make it or if we don't. I know you guys will still be here with me on the other side. So that's where it's at. We'll see where we're at in a year, I guess. Um, yeah. Peace out, everyone.